couple of questions if you just want to start with those, and then we can start speaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just wanted to get started with, by the way, I'm going to be recording this because we're going to make a video that will
No
be on
worries.
our YouTube for after. But yeah, I just wanted to ask, like, if you guys can give us a brief overview of your team and what NFT Perp is, and also like a bit of a deep dive into your community, because I think the whole purpose of this Ape into Arbitrum campaign is to get people to into each other's communities, and we need to know all like the inside jokes before we get in there and look stupid. You know what I mean?
Sure. I see what you're saying. So I guess I can give you a slight background on NFT Perp, and we can start off from there. So we started NFT Perp about a year ago now. Our team has grown at a pretty impressive rate over that period of time. So I joined with Alon, the guy who's in this podcast episode with us, or should be with us in a few minutes, about 9 months ago, and we grew from a small team of 5 or 6 people all the way up to 15 people now. So it's pretty cool. And we were one of the first projects which actually sort of worked in the new trend or the new ecosystem of NFT finance, the combination of sort of DeFi and NFT and NFTs, and really combining those and creating products which people from both communities are able to use in cohesion. So a slight background on NFT Perp and what NFT Perp actually is. NFT Perp is a perpetual futures DEX for NFTs. So that means you're able to take like a very normally like a perpetual futures on Binance, FTX. Well, not FTX anymore, but or any other centralized exchange. We allow for that, and are able to facilitate this trading possibility on illiquid NFTs. This means that you're able. Oh, so I think Alon is requesting to speak. So if you want to bring him up, that would probably be ideal.
Okay, lovely. Yes, getting back in here. Okay, and sorry, you were saying?
Being able to trade NFTs, this offers a lot of options which have recently been unheard of. So what does this mean? This means that normally, if you buy an NFT, you have just exposure to the underlying floor price. However, with us, it's very hard to achieve leverage on that actual NFT. So what this means is, with us, you'll be able to take leverage up to 1 to 10x, depending on the collection which we have launched on, and are able to do so and have increased exposure to the underlying floor price, which is obviously ideal if you believe the NFT is going to go up in price, or obviously down in price. Now, there's a lot of other added benefits, including not everyone can afford a BAYC, which is quite expensive, as I'm sure all of you know, with $100,000 floor price or any other expensive NFTs. So what you can actually do on our platform is you're able to have exposure with, say, 1x leverage in both a long form with any amount. You don't need $100,000. You're able to enter into a trade with as little as $10 and have full exposure to the underlying floor price of these individual NFTs. Yeah.
Wow, and yeah,
Just
I
trying
just
to
saw
step
what you
in
guys.
here. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah, hey
Yeah.
Ellen. Welcome.
Okay, great. Yeah, sorry for the audio issues I had there. But yeah, go on.
No problem. No, I just
Uh,
saw you guys posted. I mean, not that recently, but for your roundup for last month, and you guys are showing some really impressive numbers in terms of yeah, you guys are only in the beta stage as well. So how do you feel with sort of like the reception that you guys have received so far, and so early in the project's life cycle?
yeah, it's been the reception and the feedback we've been getting is really, really great. So just for some context for our viewers, or for the viewers and listeners, we've had around 1,600 traders on our platform. I mean, most of them don't, they just kind of try it out, but those that are actually trading each day, so, our daily active users is something like 200, maybe a bit more. And from that, in the last around 3 months, we've generated over $130 million in trading volume. That is over, we just crossed the milestone of 90,000 ETH, and we're kind of getting close to the huge milestone of 100K ETH. So just from that, you can just see that there's quite a lot of demand for what we're building. Obviously, that's great for us. We're super, super excited to bring the product to Arbitrum mainnet, so that everyone can use it. And yeah, I think those two numbers just speak for themselves. But obviously, on other fronts as well, we've seen a lot more. We've just been getting a lot more recognition on social media, for instance, on Twitter and stuff like that. It's just great to see because we've been working on it for quite some time now. Have been, yeah. This project has been working or we've been a thing for, let's say, a year now. So it's good to see some success a year after establishment. So yeah, any other things you want to mention, Sapi?
Oh no, I think we're all good from there. I gave before you joined, I gave a slight introduction as well to the product, so everyone's caught up on exactly what we're up to.
Yeah, I saw the social media also recognition. So yeah, congratulations on all of those massive milestones in under a year. And I guess the one part of the sort of general question was, what can we expect when we, join NFT Perps community? Is it like more of a traditional NFT community? What are sort of like, I don't know, what's the vibe in your Discord?
So currently we're not very. I wouldn't say we're a very NFT like community because I mean obviously we do have a huge amount of members coming from NFT communities and both the DeFi communities as well. So there's definitely an element of that. However, due to the fact that we are at our core a trading platform which allows people to trade the floor prices of NFTs, a lot of the community is focused around trading, around the discussion of prices around NFTs and the discussion of how these NFTs evolve, what kind of new features they're bringing in, and all these kind of stuff, and how one can best use a perpetual future to their advantage, or to their community's advantage, or to their product's advantage.
Nice. Okay. Gotcha. Thanks for filling us in so we know what to expect. And the second question I had was just more in general about NFT-Fi. I think like our community, especially with this campaign, they're more familiar with the DeFi protocols now that are based in Arbitrum, but this is the first NFT-Fi project that we have joining this campaign. So thank you for being the first. And we just wanted to know like why people should be excited about this new sector, and how do you see NFT projects such as NFT Perp working with DeFi protocols in the future?
Sure. So I think firstly, just like to kind of show what we've been doing. One of the things that we've been doing is basically each Friday we hop on Twitter Spaces with a different NFT finance project, and we talk about what they're building and talking about the entire ecosystem in general, talking about where their background and everything. And yeah, we've been doing this for quite some time now. We're actually on our 20th, or we just did our 20th episode. So if you want to learn more about NFT finance projects, it's a great way to kind of to get up to speed with what's been going on. You can listen to it on Spotify. I'll share the link later. But basically, just to answer your question, there's just loads of synergies between what we're building and the NFT finance projects. And just to kind of to actually get to the point, these NFT finance projects are super, I think, vital to the development of the NFT space. I think until now it's been a very, like, from a structural point, it's been a super, or micro structural point, it's been very rudimentary. It's been very basic. It's been very simple. It's basically, if you're an NFT project, 99% of the time you're going to mint your NFTs, and then you'll trade an OpenSea with this very simple order book, and that's it. And that doesn't allow for, that's not very creative. There's not much you can really do with that. So I'm sure you've been seeing in the last couple of months, there's just been a lot more creativity and interesting things going on in the NFT space in general, such as Blur. And maybe, you might not be considering Blur as an NFT finance project, but I believe that it's a part of this trend that's moving towards bringing more utility to your NFTs and just allowing for more flexibility, giving people more options, and just making the NFT space better. Because we simply haven't seen much technical progress in that space. So what people are building are lending and borrowing protocols, very fundamental, such as NFT-Fi or or I can't think of names right now, but yeah, like NFT-Fi or BendDAO, stuff like that can be perpetual futures, like what we're building. It can be options protocols, or other derivatives protocols like Putty Finance. Then there's also NFT AMMs. I'm sure you've heard of SudoSwap. They just had their kind of token campaign going. Maybe you've heard of Caviar as well. So yeah, there are many things to be excited about. It's kind of like, it's similar to DeFi Summer. If you were really in this like NFT finance space, it's very reminiscent of that, because you're seeing developments of these kind of simple but very powerful products, and just seeing it real time, it's just surreal to see how these projects have little to no traction in the beginning, but then they absolutely blow up. I've seen this happen with SudoSwap. Kind of seeing it with us right now. Okay, I'm not gonna say we've blown up yet, but we've seen some pretty decent traction, and I'm seeing it with other protocols as well. So, that's just the way I see it.
Yeah, it's super exciting. I feel like everyone here should not sleep on NFT-Fi. Absolutely agree with you that it's having its DeFi summer boom, and yeah, I love to see it that, NFTs are having such massively different use cases than when they first kind of blew up on the scene, right? We thought it would be like a passing phase, but really happy to see the sort of different DeFi positions that NFTs can represent, etc. And that's where you guys come in. So that's really cool. You
And
mentioned
that's how we've really created a whole new financial primitive, or the ecosystem at least has created a whole new financial primitive around NFTs themselves, and allowing for so many more different use cases for them. Is really exciting.
Yeah, it seriously is. I think also Alon mentioned Blur, which, yeah, such a hot topic these days. I know a cross volume went up when the Blur token drop happened, but I wanted to ask you guys, because one of the kind of highlights of your Twitter when I was going through it was the Odeshi initiative that you have going on, which is a retroactive airdrop campaign for NFT Perp traders. As we mentioned at the beginning of this Discord AMA, we're talking with NFT Perp that they have their beta launch that has happened earlier, a couple months ago. So part of today's event is that some of our audience members will receive a whitelist spot where you'll be able to try out their beta platform. And as you can see from this Odeshi campaign, that could mean an airdrop for you. So I think that's a really incredible giveaway. So thank you guys so much for that. And in terms of, Blur, they made a big splash with their mystery boxes, and then this really clever airdrop campaign. So I wanted to ask you guys, since you're doing an airdrop campaign as well, what do you think the key is to doing one of these campaigns right? And then do you think at this point, for whether you're NFT-Fi, DeFi, whatever kind of Web3 project you are, is it necessary to do one of these airdrops as like a launch strategy? Does the audience kind of expect that? Is that the new standard? Or are people a little bit over it? What do you guys think?
Sure. So I think the first thing, I guess I can take the necessary question first. Is an NFT is a airdrop necessary? That's a very good question. I think it's pretty hard to answer. However, I do think the effects of it are undeniable, and it normally creates a huge amount of attention around it, and obviously in this case does positively benefit the protocol. However, with airdrops, there are some disadvantages, including essentially diluting existing token holders and or potentially negatively affecting the token price. So when taking into consideration if one should launch a protocol and using an airdrop as a bootstrapping mechanism, one really needs to weigh these different factors out extremely carefully, because it can have massive effects on the long term health and profitability and usage of your protocol. So what we tried to do when we launched our retroactive mining campaign and airdrop campaign, Odeshi, well, to be honest, we didn't really start there. We started quite a long time ago with our trading competitions, which have been going on for months now. And what we essentially did was we would give out an X amount of VE NFTP, which is a placeholder governance token instead of NFTP, which will be our main token for the winners and of these trading competitions. And this really helped us bootstrap the amount of traders which would see our platform, be interested in using our platform, and actually get used to our experience and really want to use it to their maximum ability. So being able to use this airdrop to sort of learn new people in as a marketing mechanism was extremely effective, and we really enjoyed doing it because we were able to massively expand our community. And it had numerous unforeseen advantages, which we hadn't predicted at the start. So yeah.
Wow, and what I can see that the long-term effects obviously makes a lot of sense, but in terms of the audience and potential token holders, like, do you think that they're disappointed when there's no airdrop, or they gets?
I mean, I think for an airdrop campaign to be successful, it can't just be an airdrop campaign. You really have to have an extremely good product for the airdrop campaign to be successful. I mean, we see this with Blur. The only reason Blur's airdrop campaign was so successful was because of its product was in fact superior to all the other order book exchanges out there. And the advantage has tied into their airdrop campaign, which was obviously a massive marketing campaign as well, was pretty obvious.
Gotcha. Okay, so you cannot have one without the other.
Exactly. I mean, you can, but it's just not as effective. And obviously, a good product on itself can succeed very well. However, an airdrop, and especially an intelligently used airdrop, has a lot of advantages.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Blur mechanism was just on another level completely. The fact that it's staggered in multiple stages, the fact that on the first one, I mean, the fact that they did this entire, they incentivized kind of bid farming and all that, and then surprising everyone with a huge upside surprise, and the value of these, the value of these after the first stage, it was just incredible in my opinion. So something that's so well thought out like that, I think just the mechanism on its own can be very powerful. So it could kind of make up for the product, but as Sappy correctly mentioned, you can't really have one without the other, especially these days in this bear market where not everything goes. You need some substance in there. So
Right, but an amazing use case, right, for all of us to look into and hopefully take some notes, because they've done a very good job. But I have one question from the audience from our Ranger Sabotage. It says, where does NFT Perp pull its floor price data? I know that, this is a really good question. It's kind of one of the hurdles of NFT-Fi for now, right? For a lot of different lending protocols, for example.
Definitely, like figuring this out is not only important for us, but it's important for other projects as well. And I think it's very important to emphasize, especially in the context of NFT finance, is that there's not one right way to do this. Each oracle will need to be optimized for whatever the use case may be. For us, it's like we're trying to create a really, really nice trading experience for traders to be able to, to trade as if they're, to feel like they're trading on a centralized exchange. So because of that, we want an oracle that is very secure, but is nevertheless accurate and gives you, it reflects what's been going on in the underlying market on a short-term basis as well. So we can't update the oracle once every couple hours, right? That would just be a catastrophe. No one would want to use our product. So basically, where we pull our data from is, it depends for each NFT collection where it predominantly trades, but we take data from multiple different exchanges. So, it can be something like OpenSea, but can even be something like in Sushi Swap, where people fractionalize their NFT using NFTX, and they trade the fractionalized NFT tokens there. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that. That's another great NFT finance protocol, by the way. So NFTX, if you want to look them up. But basically, we take data from multiple sources. Then we make sure that, we do allow for trading of NFT floor prices, but that's not really entirely accurate because floor prices are just the lowest offer that you see on these order book exchanges. These, because there's no actual, you can spoof these. You'd say you can spoof these, basically meaning that you can basically put up these offers and then withdraw them, and you suffer no consequence from that, no financial consequence from that. People can very, very easily manipulate the floor price of an NFT collection, and we don't want that. We want something that's secure. So the data that we take is based on sale data only. So on actual sales between, where real, wrapped ETH is actually exchanged. And after that as well, we also make sure that, if someone's trying to wash trade and manipulate the floor price, we make sure that we don't take any outliers into account. Basically using various statistical methods to make sure that no one's trading, crazy prices or anything like that. So these are just some of the methods that we take to, or that we utilize to make sure that our Oracle prices are robust, but nevertheless very, very good for trading purposes. Hopefully that answers it. And I'll, in the general channel, drop our documentation so you guys can dive deep into it yourselves.
Sweet. Yeah, so you're just excluding the outliers and then maybe using multiple token pricing feeds. Is that correct?
Yep, that's a good way to summarize it. There are some other kind of things that we have in place as well. Again, you can take a look in the docs, but that's a good way to summarize it in short.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy. I remember you just said you had some algorithms as well. Super, super difficult tasks. So yeah, we all applaud you guys for trying to come up with an optimal solution to really, again, optimize, for lack of a better term, the user experience with that. Because yeah, I think some of our audience too knows it's not an easy task. But with NFTs in general on Arbitrum, because this is the Ape into Arbitrum campaign, of course, just wanted to ask you guys, we saw an incredible feat last week, the volume flippening of Arbitrum over Ethereum. So do you see something happening in the near future for NFTs? Meaning, do you see potentially Arbitrum or another L2 sort of taking over the NFT space? Because ETH is still king, at least when we're talking about JPEGs.
Yeah, so I definitely don't think it's a coincidence that this is happening. I think there are many, many advantages of building an L2, especially on Arbitrum. I mean, we decided to build on Arbitrum because it's so vibrant. There's so many different DeFi protocols that have been building on here. The communities are great and they love feeding off each other. Just DeFi is generally shifting there, and because we're a DeFi / NFT product, we felt very comfortable with moving to Arbitrum, and we're nevertheless remaining close to ETH with regards to staying close to the NFT collections that we're actually trading. So most of them all of them have basically launched on Ethereum. But interestingly enough, because of recent developments in NFT finance as well as recent trends, some of these collections can be bridged over to Arbitrum, and some of these collections have taken initiative themselves. So one of the candidates for being our next market, so an NFT collection that people could trade long or short with leverage, is Pudgy Penguins. And it doesn't necessarily apply to Pudgy Penguins, it applies to Little Pudgies, but they have just adopted a new kind of NFT standard where it's basically omni-chain. You can trade and have your NFT on basically any EVM chain. So you can have Little Pudgies on Arbitrum, on Optimism, ETH, Polygon, and the list goes on. And I think this is just a part of a huge trend in trying to satisfy the the wants and needs of users. But it's also because it's just very practical. I mean, Arbitrum is just super cheap. It's the user experience is just amazing. And there's absolutely no token incentives on Arbitrum, unlike on other chains, and it's been performing immensely. So I think many reasons to launch your NFT collection on Arbitrum, or make it accessible for Arbitrum users to trade your, or to use your NFT collection that is based in Ethereum, for instance. So yeah, anything you wanna add, Sapi?
We'll take that as a no, perhaps, but
Sorry,
sorry.
I was trying to take my microphone. It's working now.
Okay.
But no, yeah, I think Arnold summarized that perfectly, to be honest.
Okay, lovely. And I mean, my final question was just to give us a bit of a sneak peek of what is in store for NFT Perps. And I just wanted to also ask you guys more specifically what your cross-chain sort of trajectory is going to look like.
Sure. So, starting off with our cross-train trajectory, honestly, at the moment, we are extremely happy with where we are on Arbitrum, as the NFT collections themselves don't need to be based on Arbitrum, for us to be able to let our users trade with them. As we can see from Moonwords, BAYC, Azuki, and all our other collections, as we simply need to pull the APIs from different exchanges to be able to facilitate the trading. However, where our cross-chain sort of future looks a lot more interesting is looking at NFT collections on Solana, Avalanche, or any other non-EVM chains, as this is definitely under our long-term horizon. However, doing this would cause us to have to create a separate insurance fund, which is denominated in the price of the NFTs which are traded on those different chains. So, for example, if we want to do go on Solana, we'd have to relaunch the whole protocol on Solana, and specifically have the trading volume only dedicated to Solana NFTs, and have the Solana NFT, the protocol insurance fund, be denominated in Sol. And of course, that would be the same for AVAX or any other chains with a different NFT denomination. So it will really just take time and until we've truly established our PMF on Arbitrum. I think we'll wait. However, it's very much something we're looking into for the long term.
Right there. I just want to add that is, yeah, I mean, just want to add with regards to the roadmap. Obviously, at the very top of our minds is launching onto Arbitrum. So again, as you mentioned, getting some PMF on Arbitrum. But also, we will be launching an NFT collection in the coming months. So stay tuned for that. Can't share too many details, but just basically think an NFT collection with many different utilities on our platform. One thing that we can definitely leak is that it's going to have some discounts. So people that hold that NFT will have discounts in NFT Perp. So it's one of the many perks and utilities that this NFT collection will have. And yeah, stay tuned for that. Other than that, we just want to add as many NFT collections that people want to trade as possible. And those are what we want. Those are the things that we want to achieve within, I'd say, the first 2 quarters of 2023. Obviously, people love to ask us about our token. We want to get these two things done first before we really think about a token. I mean, obviously, we've been developing some things in the background, but our product is the most important thing to us for the time being. So yeah, that's just something to keep in the back of our minds.
Yeah, that's so interesting, but what the cross-chain sort of future and what that holds for you guys, because I think for, a protocol across, um even then, right, like trying something like an Arbitrum campaign, like you almost need dedicated teams for each of these chains. Like everyone says that, the future is cross chain and everyone's trying to be as multi-chain as possible, but you need such a large team to really dig into each community, because even you guys, I've told you we've done 20 of these, let's say, spaces with all these projects, but you guys are the first NFT-Fi, but you've already mentioned maybe 3 or 4 other projects that would be really great to look into. But yeah, there's just not almost the team to be able to really dig into each of these communities and stay up to date. So I didn't realize that for NFT-Fi and NFT Perp, it's just so much more of a commitment to get on all these different chains. So yeah, but obviously we're really happy that you guys are focused on Arbitrum because that's where our head's at too right now. So good moves.
Yes, yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us on. It's great, kind of discussing these things, and yeah, we're proud to be to be the first NFT finance project that's here. You guys should definitely stay on top of what's going on in this little subsector. I personally think it's going to have an absolute moonshot in the in the coming run.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the last thing that we always like to ask is how has for you guys, for the team, have you guys used across and how's your experience been so far?
Yeah, so I can't speak for Safi, but I've tried it out once. I mean, I generally like to try out loads of different bridges just to get acquainted with them in case I'll ever need to use them. Haven't been doing too much activity myself, but recently, but I've tried it out. Yeah, must say it's a great experience. I've had some very bad experiences in the past with bridges, especially from Ethereum to some other chain. So yeah, I'm glad to be able to say that we hopped on an AMA of a project that has a good trajectory, at least in my very, with my very limited kind of testing experience.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. And by the way, guys, everyone in the audience, I think you heard the team here. They want some recommendations on NFT collections. Like Pudgy Penguins is in the pipeline, but yeah, head over to their Discord, and if you guys have any collections that you'd like to see on their platform, please go ahead and recommend that. I think, yeah, we'll end it here, and everyone just like look out for the announcement of who won the incredible giveaway from the NFT Perp team. And as always, in a couple days from now, we'll have a special quiz like riddle game that is about this space. So you guys have a really good chance to win. And I'm really excited. I love these games. So thank you guys so much for coming. NFT-Fi, I'm such a huge believer in it. And yeah, really happy to meet you guys and hear about everything you're building.
Yeah, thank you for having us on. It was great, and it was great meeting you guys.
Yeah, thank you. You too, guys. Looking forward to speaking soon.
Yes, okay. Have a good rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
See you guys. Bye.